quote, "I'm not sure how to respond to hypothetical questions like that." So, Shannon, in your opinion, how much do you still hold the hat against Tom Brady?
First of all, this is not a hypothetical. And thank you, Nancy Armour. And you see my point, Skip? When I said it, we got like 20, people like, oh, really? Oh, he just talking, he just talking.
No, they didn't.
No, I'm just saying. But Nancy Armour put the pen to paper what I verbalized. And she did it so eloquently, like, yes, he gets to dodge where we don't get that opportunity.
No, but you said that.
I did.
And it stuck. It resonated.
That's my point.
Okay.
Is that what Tom doesn't understand is that his privilege, his skin alone, has afforded him luxury that has nothing to do with his football ability. That's what privilege is that you think that you get these things because you've done something great. You were born to two white parents. That is the privilege that we're trying to get Tom to see. And Nancy Armour laid it out so eloquently. That's all that's what I'm trying to say, Skip.
Yep.
And my thing is, I don't hold it against Tom. He said, that's my friend and I'm riding with him. Tom could have easily said, look, I've known Donald 5 years. I've known President Trump, not Donald at the time, President Trump now. I've known him 5 or 10 years. He's a friend of mine. But some of his policies, some of his rhetoric, it rubs me the wrong way. Instead of trying to pretend like, oh, but guys, I just try to be a good football player. I try to be a good teammate. I try to be upstanding in my community. Come on, bro. Black athletes don't get that luxury. We have to explain, what is it that you find so fascinating about Mr. Farrakhan? What is it? So just imagine, we're going to take somebody prominent. Let's say Patrick Mahomes. He has an NOI, Nation of Islam.
Well, you started with LeBron.
Yes, but I'm just saying.
Go to the top. Go to the...
What would we say? We're not going to just say, oh, that's just a hat. We're not going to let him just say, they're just brushing off, it's just a hat, Skip. That would never happen.
Okay.
But he gets to brush it off and says, oh, guys, that's just front and center. It's called product placement, Skip. They put the stuff that they really want you to see, they put that eye level. Okay. He could have put that up under the cleats. He could have put it in the back of the locker. Nobody would have ever saw it. He put it front and center because he wanted you to see it.
Absolutely.
So, I don't, Skip. He's entitled to support who he wants to support. He's entitled to believe who he wants to believe.
Yes.
What he wants to believe in. But don't tell me there's not a double standard. Skip, they tried to cancel LeBron. You remember last year there was a firestorm. Daryl Morey tweeted something, and then Ted Cruz got up there and said LeBron kisses up the dictators because of what's going on in China and Hong Kong. China and Hong Kong.
Yep.
Whoa!
Okay.
They ain't say nothing about Tom Brady. You see, they want LeBron to explain his stance. Well, why you not saying anything? You talk about Black Lives Matter. Why you not talking about the people in Hong Kong? They never asked Tom, well, you support Donald Trump. Do you support Black Lives Matter? They never do that.
I mean, he's been asked that before.
And what did he do? He dodged it every time, Skip. Before I turn it over to you, think about what happened on January 6th. There was a Blue Lives Matter that lost his life in a protest. The way it was an insurrection. Ain't no police officer lost their life when George Floyd and all these protests. There were 100 protests. Not one person died, a police officer. In the insurrection, somebody died in what? Let's sweep this up under the rug. You see, that's all I'm saying, Skip. There's two sides of this, and black athletes and black people are asked and treated differently than white athletes and our white counterparts.
Okay, I got it. I hear every word you just spoke. It is painfully obvious to me that white privilege operates every day, every minute, every second in this country. So I am 1000% with you there. Before I have a whole lot to say. Before I go, I want to make sure, go back to the question that Jenny asked. Do you hold the hat against him?
No, I don't hold the hat against him. I know what he is. That's why he won't explain himself. He wants, look, Skip.
Okay, what is he?
He supports Donald Trump. He supports a lot of what Donald Trump is about.
Okay, so just so I'm clear on this, I'm not passing judgment on you, but do you believe by association Tom Brady's a racist?
No.
Okay. No. But you believe Donald Trump has racist qualities?
Yeah, I absolutely believe he is.
Okay, right. So by association, you don't think
No. I'm not going to do that guilt by association. He just believes, that's my friend. Skip, I guess he's one of these guys that I've been friends and I just can't detach myself. I can't let him go this one alone.
All right. Okay. Let's start from the start and walk through this.
Okay.
Okay. You said it was 5 or 6 years. It's actually 14 years.
Okay.
The first time he played golf with Donald Trump, thanks to Robert Kraft, his owner,
Right.
and his quote-unquote
Right.
father away from home, was 2002.
Right.
So think about this. So it was 14 years earlier
Mm-hmm.
that he started to have, it was probably once a year, an occasional
Right.
golf outing
Mm-hmm.
with Donald Trump. And as Brady said at that point, ahead of the 2016 election, he's a hell of a lot of fun to play golf with. And I think that's just me, that's basically how Brady sees Donald Trump as. He's just a hell of a lot of fun to play golf with.
Well, everybody that I've heard play golf with him say he's not fun to play with because all he does is cheat.
Okay, but nobody ever said he's not fun to play with because everybody has played with him. Tiger Woods has played with him at least that long, going way back.
Yes.
All the top golfers, Rory, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, they've all played on occasion with Donald Trump.
Yes, Skip, but you have to understand he's a celebrity. At that point in time, he was not the president. He was a celebrity.
Okay, I got it. So that's a great point. So who is the owner of the New England Patriots? It's obviously Robert Kraft. What has Robert Kraft said publicly? He's not just good friends with Donald Trump. He thinks they are best friends for life. And what has he always said? When I lost my wife, Myra. Yes, that every day for a year, 365 straight days, Donald Trump called me to see if I was okay. So that's how close that bond is between those two. Bill Belichick is very close friends, by all accounts, with Donald Trump. Obviously, Trump awarded him the Medal of Freedom in his final days in the White House. And obviously, Belichick he had to say no. I think he was backed into a corner because he would have had to go accept it the day after the insurrection.
Correct.
Okay, not a good look.
No.
Okay, so Brady said at that point, ahead of the 2016 election, Mr. Kraft gave me this hat. Well, I'm just going to sort of jump to the conclusion that Robert Kraft said, hey, do Donald a favor and put the hat in your locker at eye level to help promote him.
Now you're throwing Mr. Kraft under the bus.
Okay, all right. What's that?
I said now he threw Mr. Kraft under the bus.
All right. But remember, at that point, again, I'm not as political as you are, but as Nancy Armour wrote this morning, Trump at that point was seen as kind of a stunt candidate. Nobody took him all that seriously. He was a celebrity candidate. Who seemed to have a little traction, but not nearly enough to win the election.
Correct.
So I didn't know that much about Trump's policies or what he stood for at that point. Maybe you did, but it was hard for any of us to jump to any conclusion about what he was going to become once he won the office.
No, it wasn't. When he strolled down the escalator and he said Mexicans sent us their rapists, their murderers, their drug dealers. They're sending us his words. When he said what he said about the Central Park Five, even after the DNA evidence came back and exonerated him, he still held to it. So I knew what he's going to be about.
Okay, I think a lot of people didn't yet see it coming quite the way you did, okay? I think Brady has scrupulously avoided anything political or religious or social justice in any comment that he ever makes for 20 years, 20 in New England total, because he is, as I've said from the start, he is Jordan-esque. What did Michael Jordan do? He always said, I'm all about winning championships. I don't want it to have anything to do with any of the rest of this.
Right.
Is it brand protection? Sure, probably more on Jordan's part than Brady's. Brady doesn't have nearly as big as brands as Michael did, right? But I got to know Michael pretty well in Chicago, and at one point I asked him just one-on-one about, why don't you ever speak out? And his point to me was, all I care about is playing basketball and winning championships, and I don't follow it closely enough to know enough to know. So I feel like I can't speak out knowledgeably on a lot of these issues because I don't study the issues. I study how to win basketball championships, and I...
China and Hong Kong.
Yep.
Whoa!
Okay.
They ain't done by Tom Brady. You see, they want LeBron to explain his stance. Well, why you not saying anything? You talk about Black Lives Matter. Why you not talking about the people in Hong Kong? They never asked Tom, well, you support Donald Trump. Do you support Black Lives Matter? They never do
I mean,
that.
he's been asked that before.
And what did he
dodged
do?
it.
He dodged it every time,
right.
Skip. Before I turn it over to you, think about what happened on January 6th. There was a Blue Lives Matter that lost his life in a protest. The way it was